Doc, I guess I should throw to you and let's get some closing thoughts on this pay-per-view.
Yeah, look, it's not terrible. Don't get me wrong. And we always have to, so that somebody doesn't come in on this and on YouTube 3 years from now and go, "What's these guys' problem?"
Bro, it doesn't matter. They're gonna say it anyway.
They're gonna say it regardless.
I used to respond, but
I'll never see it, and you'll mention it to me sometime. But this to me, did not live up to the expectations that I had, because I had high expectations, because I thought the last few months had been really good at building up a few different angles that I really wanted to see in this. That being said, I'm not saying that this pay-per-view was the shits. It wasn't. I had high expectations because of all the different things that had been presented to me. Is it better than watching 2 hours of AEW on Wednesday night? 150%. Is it better than Monday Night Raw? Without a doubt. So my point is that I'm rating this thing against itself. So if I give it a certain grade, just know that last week's AEW would have got an F.
You mean an F minus? Bro, you gotta specify when you say that about AEW. I love Silver's laugh. When you say that about AEW, there's a wide range for an F. An F could be anywhere from a 60 all the way to a 0. When you say you gave AEW a F, you need to specify. You're giving it negative points. Like you're in the negative 60. You're not even at a 50 or 20. You're saying it flunked so bad, it got negative points, right?
That cocksucker won Booker of the Year. Get the fuck out of here.
Wait, what? Hold on. What? Who won Booker of the Year?
Tony Khan.
Man, get the piss out of here.
Who was he up against?
Nobody. Gato. He beat Gato by 1,000 votes.
No, get out of here. Are you serious? Wait.
Doc, joke about that nonsense.
Hold on, Doc. Doc, go ahead. I'll finish asking Silva in a second. Go ahead.
And so the other thing here is, if you're an AEW fan, I'm not picking on y'all. I don't like WWF any better. They're both shit. And so, and I got to watch more of it than I want, because I got a kid that's into this stuff, and he's not into my stuff because it's my stuff, and he wants his own stuff. So I'll watch it with him because,
if I don't. Does he like AEW?
He doesn't really know, because
keep him away.
We've got the network.
Keep him away.
We've got the network. And so he spends more time with WWE, and until like a year ago, he didn't even know anything about AEW.
All right.
But he would be like, where did Zack Ryder go? Where did the Revival go? Where did such and such go? And I'm like, AEW, what's that? And we watched it, and he's like, But he's kind of been that way about WWF lately too.
Oh, your son's got good taste.
I said, do you want to watch Elimination Chamber last week? And he goes, no, I don't really like that kind of match.
Oh, wow.
Like, well, there's hope for you.
Doc Jr. is a chip off the old block.
But I got to send, so I didn't have to watch Elimination Chamber, but which was be blessed and be a blessing moment in this household. But, when he does want to watch it, I got to spend time with him, or he'll turn out to be a shithead when he grows up. So we watched some of this stuff together, and it's terrible. This was not that. This just disappointed me against the idea I had in my head. The other thing is, I had never seen this before, which is an interesting way to do this, because we're getting into that area where I wasn't paying attention to wrestling. And so it is, in some ways, it's a little fun because it's old shit I've never seen. It's new to me. So that's pretty cool. But only if it's going to live up to it. And we all know that more times than not in the next couple of years, it's going to be disappointing. But hopefully we'll have more moments like that Flair for the Gold where Austin and Pillman come out.
I'm going to tell you, like Dr. Blassie said, there's going to be some good, what they call wrestle-crap, that I really believe we'll be able to laugh at and have some fun with. And the sad reality is the crap, the quote unquote wrestle crap that is going to happen. It makes the garbage that is on today look even worse. Like, cause we'll go, this was horrible. And then you go, well, shit, in hindsight, what they did in 1992 wasn't nowhere near as insulting as what they're doing now. That's the sad reality of today's wrestling. Now, I know this is a Halloween Havoc 89 pay-per-view, but Silva just dropped some knowledge on us that I just can't avoid. So Tony Khan won Booker of the Year.
Dave Meltzer thinks this guy is the best booker in years. So, he has his entire readership. They follow him like he's the Pied Piper. And, if you read him on Twitter, he defends AEW at every opportunity. If they have horrible ratings, you had the election on, or you had Trump might get arrested today, or there was a blackout in Texas. He blamed the bad ratings last week on the power outage in Texas. It's one fucking state, motherfucker.
And I had power. Here's the
Trust me, those people gave up on wrestling a long time ago.
Let me tell you something.
The power had nothing to do with it.
We record the flagship on Wednesday nights, and not once, not ever have we been, and I mean not even like, this ain't a topic that we discuss. Should we start early so we could watch AEW or NXT? What does get said is, hey, the Mavs or Pellies are on, so we got them in the background and the sound turned down. But we used to bring up Impact when we recorded on Thursdays.
I remember when I first started listening to you guys and I listened to the old episodes, you guys would review Impact and RH from time to time.
Go back and look at some of that old Impact. It holds up.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. I actually texted Doc on Impact comes on Wednesday, right, Doc?
I don't know.
Whatever.
I don't care.
Whatever day it comes on, they were showing Impact in 60, which is the old ones, on whatever channel Impact comes on.
I think that was Tuesday.
That was Tuesday. Okay. So I happened to catch it on Tuesday night as I was flipping through, and I saw the Decay was on, which was, don't laugh, Crazy Steve and Abyss and Rosemary.
That was a good stable.
And I'm like, Doc, Decay was underrated. And I'm watching these matches that they show, and then there's Beer Money with Bobby Roode and James Storm.
And that show got better ratings than AEW gets today?
Well, no, they were under 500,000.
Oh, okay. By that point, all right.
At one point they did.
At one point they did have better ratings.
But let me point something out to you about that show. We're talking 2015-16 Impact. They were on Destination America, not on TNT. Right. Destination America is in nowhere near the number of homes that TNT's on. So that's point number one.
Well, so
point number two.
Great number for that network then.
In hindsight, as I look back and I think about the things that Doc and I talked about with guys like Eric Young and Bobby Roode and James Storm on that show, and even Rosemary and Crazy Steve and Decay, and people were like, what are you talking about? Let me tell you, it was good TV back then. And I know that sounds crazy, but once again, I'm going to point to you. Dave Meltzer just named Tony Khan Booker of the Year. I don't even know who was booking Impact at that moment. I'm going to say Dixie, but I don't even know, to be honest. I can't remember.
Shit.
She wasn't booking, but she owned it.
Booking.
I don't know. I really don't know who was booking. I think Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer was there at the time, I think. Now that I think about it.
Tommy Dreamer. It was probably Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah, I think Dreamer was there at the time. And I think Bubba might have been there too at the time. But anyway, my point is, I caught that shit and I texted Doc and I was like, bro, that shit was underrated. And you know what? I probably didn't need to remind him because he and I were watching that shit every week for 2 hours because it was decent. It was fucking decent. Man, I can't bring myself to watch AEW for nothing now.
Look, I get why Corny reviews this shit every week because
it's hilarious.
It pops
fucking
people.
Hilarious.
It gets a little old for me, and I love Corny, but I don't watch the show. But when I watched the show a couple of weeks ago, it was like everything he says about this is 100% true.
Yes, he ain't lying.
This shit is awful.
Even though Meltzer calls him a liar.
Wait. So Silva, he gave Khan Booker of the Year.
He didn't give. His readers voted Khan overwhelmingly. It was the biggest win ever in the history of that award. The biggest landslide.
Meltz is working at this point. That's his fan base. He's got to cater to him. He can't do anything otherwise, because if he does, you can't alienate your fan base.
I think his readership is down because a few months ago he sent me an email for $3.99 and get a 1 month free, and he charges $10.99 a month. And I was like, I haven't received an email like this in 2-3 years, because I stopped subscribing when he started, getting his tonsils bruised by Tony Khan.
So who else was nominated, or who else was on the list?
The New Japan guy Gato? He had 149 votes, and Tony Khan had over 1,000 votes.
So I guess maybe who's third? Probably Paul Levesque.
I don't know. I just saw they highlighted it real big in Twitter, and I was like, "Ain't this some shit?" But we knew he was going to get the award because it's his readers and his listeners. They love that flippity flip sports entertainment shit. Now Meltzer and his readers shit on the WWE, but the AEW is a low budget WWE.
It's not even sports entertainment. It's worse.
It is. They are 1999, 2000 WCW is what they are.
Yes, this Vince Russo booking. Exactly.
Here's the thing.
That's insulting Russo, and I'm not even a Russo.
Let me wrap this up so that we can wrap this up.
Okay.
It ain't ever going back the way it was. It ain't ever going to be something that you like, and here's why.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
My kid watches a ton. He used to, or he will on he'll watch old Rumbles. He'll watch things.
Right.
But they're all like recent when I say old. Mm-hmm. He watched the last three matches of this card with me. And they did a lockup at the beginning. And he was like, "That's pretty cool. Why don't they do that now?"
Your son's got taste.
I don't know, kid. They go straight to the super kick nowadays. Before anything.
I looked at him and said, "I don't have a good answer for you, son."
and he makes a huge.
And here's the thing, and I've said this before, and Silva will probably get this. Rock and roll, good, in my opinion, good rock and roll is based off the blues based.
100%.
But there's a lot of rock I like but it took me years to figure it out. It's not based on blues. Mm-hmm. You get into a little bit of the punk and the hardcore stuff.
Right.
That's what this is today. They haven't evolved. It's not an evolution of the product. It's a different product.
Totally. Mm-hmm. Like hip hop today is no resemblance to the hip hop Mike and I grew up on. I mean, I look at these guys and I hear what they say, and I'm like, what the fuck are they smoking? What are they drinking? This isn't what I grew up on.
I don't listen to music anymore because of that. I shouldn't say that. I listen to old music, but
yeah, I listen to my 80s and my 90s. Once 2004, the calendar changes. Hey, that's when I stopped listening.
Get this. 8-year-old is pretty wise too. He was looking at me, and he likes AC/DC, and he likes the Foo Fighters. He's 8, And he goes, "Hey, this is really cool that you gave me some of your bands to listen to. I like them." His favorite band is Queen. He's like, "This is cool. I like these guys. But I need to get some rock bands of my own." And I'm like, "Good luck."
Good luck.
Doc,
one last thing. On music. Remember, fellas, how the R&B soul groups, you used to have 4 or 5 come out all the time? There hasn't been a significant R&B male or female group in years. They don't have them. There aren't any.
Don't you think that Michael Jackson ended that with the Jacksons?
No, because you had Jodeci and Boys to Men and Destiny's Child and that stuff.
Bruh,
come on.
The early 90s to mid 90s, even late 90s. You had one
super group.
Jesus Lord.
God,
it was
just one after another. You don't have groups anymore. What happened to the groups?
That's more ways you got to split the money, like a tag team.
That's true. That's true too. But you got to get.
There is some truth to that. There is some truth to that.
if you notice, a lot of the major superstars, Teddy Pendergrass, Michael Jackson, Smokey Robinson, they all started in groups.
There's groups. Yep. All of them did.
All right, we could turn this into a music podcast.
But we won't.
We won't.
Speaking of music, though, Doc, I haven't told you this. You know, my kid, he's got a mixer and he makes his own beats. That little motherfucker he sold a bunch of beats. Like he sells them on PayPal.
Hey, maybe I can come over to the crib one day and spit some verses.
He makes them. I gotta post it on Twitter wherever he stores them because he's selling beats, man. He's sold a bunch of them, and
I'm ready.
I mean,
I'm ready, dude. Listen,
DJ Dallas Mills.
You got jizz on your face, you big disgrace, shooting my ropes all over the place.
That's nice.
I will drench you.
Stop. All right, I'm gonna stop. The video version was still going this whole time. I'm gonna stop it here and ask you all, besides what we've already discussed here as we solved all the world's problems, any other thoughts on this pay-per-view and everything we reviewed here today?
I'm just
Silva.
ready to rate it.
Let's rate it.
Yeah, go ahead and give me your rating on it, Silva.